Hi students, welcome to Teach Tigers. Myself Srilata, your physics mentor. So in this session, I would be beginning with another new interesting chapter, that is sound. So let's begin with lecture 1. So in this lecture, I would be discussing about what is medium, what is a wave, and what are the different types of waves. In different types of waves, we will be learning about what are transverse waves and longitudinal waves. Okay, so let's begin with understanding what is medium. So these are all the terms that you have to be very much familiar before understanding the unit sound. Okay, so let's understand what is medium. So what is medium? Medium is nothing but a material or a substance through which the energy can be transferred from one point to another point. Okay, so it is a substance. So it is a substance, that means it can be anything of matter. It can be solid, liquid or gas. So you have seen the light rays traveling from the sun to the earth's surface, is it? So if you just see the path of the sun, it is entering the Earth's atmosphere after traveling through an empty space, is it? So the light is traveling through an empty space, then finally it enters the Earth's atmosphere, then reaches the Earth's surface. So what is that empty space? Is there any medium? So there is no medium there. There is no matter, there are no molecules, no atoms, there is no air, is it? So that is the place where there is no medium. When there is no medium, what do we call? We call it as a vacuum. Okay, so if you see the light rays can travel through vacuum, and they are also traveling through the Earth's atmosphere, that is through the air. So here air is the medium, right? Now if the light is traveling through glass, so here glass is the medium. So the medium can be anything. It can be solid, liquid or gas. So what is this medium used for? This medium is used for transfer of energy from one point to another point. Clear? Next, let's discuss about wave. Okay, what is wave? So we know that what is medium? Medium is nothing but it is the material through which the energy can be transferred from one point to another point. So what is wave? You might have seen the sea waves, is it? So we call them as waves. So how do you view them? So we feel that as if the wave is coming towards the shore, is it? So is the wave really coming to the shore? So if the complete water is coming to the shore, it has to wash off actually the city on the shore of the sea, is it? So it does not wash off the city or the village on the shore of the sea. So you just see there is a wave traveling, something is traveling and it is coming towards the shore, which we are calling it as a sea wave. Is it? So here that wave is nothing but actually the disturbance created in the water. Okay, when there is a still water, so there is no disturbance, is it? When you go to a sea, you are seeing waves, is it? So that wave is nothing but the disturbance which is created. Here the medium is water, so the disturbance created in the medium water, so that is nothing but called as wave. What is wave? Wave is nothing but a disturbance. Okay, and what is it doing? A wave is a vibratory disturbance. So where is this disturbance created? This disturbance is created in a medium which carries energy from one point to another point without there being a direct contact between the 2 points. So just how we see the sea waves. So what is it? It is nothing but the disturbance created in a particular medium. So why is this disturbance created and what is that being transferred? You see something is being moving towards the shore. So it is the energy that is being moving. The disturbance is created and that disturbance is being transferred towards the shore. Okay, it is not that the particles are being transferred. So we'll understand that. Okay, let's continue with understanding the types of waves. So why we have to understand about these types of waves? Because we have to understand sound waves, and we have to understand sound waves belongs to which category. Okay, so for that let us just have a brief discussion of about what are the different types of waves. So the waves are broadly classified into two types. So what are the electromagnetic waves and they are mechanical waves. What are electromagnetic waves? These are the waves that do not require any material medium to transfer. So we have already studied the example of sunlight. We have seen sunlight travels through the empty spaces, Is it? Where there is no medium, where there is vacuum, is it? Then it enters the atmosphere. So sunlight can travel through vacuum, can travel through medium, can travel through glass, can travel through water. So it is independent of medium, is it? So such waves which does not require any medium to travel, such waves are called as electromagnetic waves. So you can see the example, the visible light. All the 7 colors, the Vibgyor colors come under this visible light. Then we have microwaves, infrared rays, X-rays, ultraviolet rays, and radio waves. All these the other waves, they are not visible to us, but still they are independent of medium. They don't need any medium to travel. So such waves we are calling it as electromagnetic waves. Next, there is another category of waves which are called as mechanical waves. What are these mechanical waves? So just contrary to this one, electromagnetic waves, so these waves, they require a material medium to transfer, okay, from one point to another point. If there is no medium, so that energy cannot be transferred. So such waves, they are called as mechanical waves. Again, these mechanical waves are classified into again 2 types. What are they? They are longitudinal waves and transverse waves. So longitudinal waves, example is sound waves. Transverse waves, example is water waves. So first let us try to understand what are these types of waves. Then you can easily understand why sound waves come under the category of longitudinal and how water waves are called transverse waves. Okay, so let's try to understand first what are transverse waves. So let's begin with this understanding with a very simple example. So here there is a very rigid surface, maybe this is a wall. So there is a hook to the wall and you have tied a rope to it, and from the other end what you are doing, you are just playing with the rope and you are just trying to create vibrations or moving the rope up and down. So when you just do it, is it, when you are pulling it up and down, what is the condition of the rope? If you see, the rope is in the form of wave, is it? So you feel something is being transferred. This is a source where you are generating the disturbance. You are creating the disturbance by moving it up and down. So this is where the disturbance is created, and you can clearly see this disturbance is being transferred like this forward. Is it? That means the wave is traveled like this, or I can say the energy is being transferred. So whatever the disturbance you are creating, the disturbance is transferred in this direction, or the energy is being transferred in this direction, or I can say a wave is being transferred. Disturbance is nothing but a wave. Is it? The wave is transferred in this direction. So here this is the direction of movement of energy. Now if I just put some mark on it, okay, at any point on the rope, I have just marked it with some blacking. Now I am just observing this point. As I am playing it up and down, I am just observing this point. So how is this point moving? Let us see. So if you see, as you are moving it up and down, so this point will go down and go up. Is it? It is just vibrating like this, to and fro, up and down. It is just going up and down. Is this point at any point of time, do you observe this point changing its location and going forward? Yes, can you observe? Can you at any point of time, does this point on the rope move, change its location, move forward or move backward? Is it? No, you just observe that this point is just going down and up. So it is just vibrating at its position. So initially, whatever the initially how is the rope? So the rope was like this initially. Before you created the disturbance, the rope was like this. Where is this point? This point will be here. So this is called as a mean position, the mean position or the equilibrium position of that particular particle. Now when you have created, when you have started disturbing it, what happened to this point or this particle? This particle started moving up and down about this mean position. Okay, now if you see, how is this vibration? Vibration is perpendicular to the direction of propagation of the wave. The wave is propagating like this, and the vibration of the particle is perpendicular to the direction of propagation of the wave. If the particle is vibrating perpendicular to the direction of propagation of wave, so such waves are called as transverse waves. Okay, so such waves are called as transverse waves. Next, you can see here a transverse wave is a wave that vibrates perpendicular to the direction of wave propagation. You can see here there is a wave that is being transferred. So like the disturbance that you have created in the rope, and if any particular particle, if it is observed, so it is just going up and down, but there is something which is propagating. What is that being propagated? That is nothing but the disturbance or the energy that is being propagated. But any point on the rope, if you take, it is just moving up and down in its position, about its mean position. So such waves are called as transverse waves. Now example of transverse waves. Now while playing tabla, okay, so whenever you are hitting the membrane of the tabla, so you are creating disturbance on the membrane, is it? So how is the membrane vibrating? If you see, the particles on the membrane are vibrating like this. And how is the wave traveling? So the disturbance will be traveling like this, is it, in all the directions. So membrane is vibrating like this, that means the particles are vibrating like this, but whereas a wave is propagating like this. So both are perpendicular. So such a wave is called as transverse wave. Is it? The vibration created on tabla while playing tabla is a transverse wave. And another simple example of transverse wave is the ripples which you see on water. So whenever the water is stable, okay, when the water is still, however the particles on the surface of the water, they are just in their position, is it? That we are calling it as mean position. Now you have just thrown some stone into the still water. What happened? You immediately see ripples on the water. So you assume that all the particles or the water is coming out. So does the water come out like this? No, the water is not coming. Whatever the particles are on the surface of the still water, they are being disturbed. They just vibrate on the surface of the water. Okay, so what is being disturbed, what is being transferred is nothing but the disturbance is transferred. So when you have thrown stone, what happened? This stone has disturbed, has applied pressure on the particles around it, is it, on the water particles around it. So the particles got pushed away, the water particles got pushed away. So these particles, once they are pushed, they exert force on the neighboring water particles. So that particles again transfer these disturbance to the next particles. So like this, the disturbance is being transferred from the source to the ends, is it? So here the particle does not shift. If any particle, if you take any water particle, the particle is not moving to the shore, or it is not moving away from the source. So here the particle, whatever particle is there, the particle is just moving up and down on the surface of the water. So the particles are not moving away from the source, is it, from where the disturbance were created. So the ripples on the water surface is also an example of transverse waves. So next we'll see longitudinal waves. What are longitudinal waves? Again, we'll just consider a simple example for better understanding. So this is a spring which we call it as a slinky. So what we do is, here this spring, again you are trying to just apply force and release the force. You are continuously just doing applying force and releasing the force. Okay, whenever you are doing like this, you can observe that at certain, whenever you apply force, what is happening? So all the spring here, when you just applied force, instantly the portion which is where you are creating disturbance, that will come closer, right? That will come closer. And when you are releasing, is it, when you are releasing, what happens? Again the spring expands, is it? It is compressing and expansion, compressed and expansion you are developing alternatively as you are compressing and expanding. So whenever this is being compressed, what is happening to the remaining part? So you can see this is compressed, so this will expand obviously, is it? So here these compressions and expansions are created alternatively, and you can observe these compressions are being transferred till the end. Okay, so if you see, if I just mark any, if I just start observing any point on the slinky, now maybe I have marked this point and I am observing that particular point, how is the direction or vibration of that particular particle? You can see that this particle gets compressed and again released, is it, compressed and expand. So any particle you see, it is vibrating like this. what is the direction of propagation of the wave? The wave is moving like this because disturbance is created here. The disturbance will be transferred like this. So the direction of transfer of energy or the disturbance is in this direction, or direction of propagation of wave is in this direction. And how is the particle vibrating? You can see the particle is vibrating parallel to the direction of propagation of the wave. If the particles are vibrating parallel to the direction of propagation of waves, such type of waves, they are called as longitudinal waves. Clear? So if the particles vibrate perpendicular to the direction of propagation of waves, they are called transverse waves. And if the particles are vibrating parallel to the direction of propagation of the waves, such waves are called as longitudinal waves. Okay, so now here, what are longitudinal waves? Longitudinal waves are waves in which the displacement of the medium is in the same direction or in the opposite direction to the direction of propagation of the wave. So they produce compression and rarefaction. Wherever the particles are being compressed, so that is called as compression. Wherever the particles are being released, that is called as rarefaction. So compression, alternate compressions and rarefactions are being created, and the wave is being traveled in the form of series of compressions and rarefactions. So they produce compression and rarefaction when traveling through a medium because they produce increase and decrease in pressure and density. So whenever the spring is being pressed, what is happening? All the particles are coming closer. So that means there is an increase in density. You can see the density is increased, and at the same time pressure is also increased. So when these particles are coming closer, so the next layer is coming far away. They are being released. They are being moved away from each other. What is happening to the density in this layer? Density is being reduced. Here density is reduced, here density is increased. What is pressure here? Pressure is increased, here pressure is reduced. So wherever the density is more, so these are called as compressions, and here wherever the density is less, these are called as rarefaction. Clear? Next, you can see here, compare and understand the difference between longitudinal and transverse waves. You can see how longitudinal wave is being transferred. So it is transferred. So what is this? This is compression, this is rarefaction. And each particle, how is it vibrating? It is vibrating like this. So this is the direction of propagation of the wave. Particles are vibrating parallel to the direction of propagation. So this is a longitudinal wave. So it is having compression, rarefaction, compression and rarefaction. This is compression and rarefaction. Okay, now what about transverse wave? So transverse wave, if you see, so there is a maximum amplitude of the wave. Is it? This is the mean position. So we have seen the example of a rope. So this is the mean position of the rope. When you have created disturbance, what is happening? The rope is moving up and down. So this is the maximum displacement. If the particle, if I take any particle here, this is maximum. The displacement of the particle is still here. The maximum displacement, and this will be the minimum displacement. Is it? So maximum and minimum displacement. So here this is called as a maximum displacement. It is called as crest. And the minimum displacement, this is called as trough. Okay, so if you see, transverse wave is an alternate sequence of crests and troughs. So the maximum amplitude is called as crest, and the minimum amplitude, it is called as trough. So this is the difference. And here if you see, how are the particles vibrating? You can see particles are vibrating up and down. That means perpendicular to the direction of propagation of wave. Clear? So longitudinal waves will have alternate compressions and rarefactions, whereas transverse wave will have alternate crests and troughs. Clear? So let's proceed and try to understand how do we graphically represent the longitudinal waves. Okay, so here we already know how to graphically represent the transverse wave. So this is the rope, the disturbance created in the rope. The same thing, the maximum amplitude. So initially when the rope was straight, that is the mean position. The maximum amplitude, it has gone up, that we are calling it as crest. The minimum is called as the negative displacement, that we are calling it as trough. So this we can very easily directly represent it as a wave. But how do we represent longitudinal waves? with a graph. If you see longitudinal wave, it is nothing but a series of compression and rarefaction. So you know that here density is more, here the density is less, and here we also know pressure is more and here pressure is less. So a longitudinal wave, we can say it as the transfer of density variations or also pressure variations. So the same thing if you represent as a graph, here you can see along the y-axis we have taken density. So this is a normal density or the stable. Whenever it is stable, you can see, so a positive wave, it is used to represent the maximum compression, where there is maximum density and maximum pressure, and as the density and the pressure decreases, so the rarefaction, it is being shown as below the x-axis. Okay, so whenever the density is lower, the rarefaction is represented like this. Again this is a compression, again this is a rarefaction. So even density variations and pressure variations, or the compressions and also rarefactions, they can also be represented as a wave. So hence longitudinal waves can also be represented as a wave, as alternate compressions and rarefactions, and these peaks, they represent the density or pressure. So this is all about the first lecture of sound. In the next lecture, we will be understanding more clearly why sound waves are called longitudinal waves, and more about sound we will be learning in the next lecture. Thank you.